welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. So today's video isn't going to be another one of my stressed kind of talks about university and all that, because last time I looked like this, that's what I did. Today's video is actually going to be a beauty video. So I'm super into makeup, and I've loved it like ever since I was little. I loved watching my mom do her makeup. I gradually started getting to makeup myself, and I'm at the point where I'm like super into makeup. I do new stuff every day, and I like wear it every day. So I decided to do a video kind of my makeup routine of what I do and what I wear. So a little disclaimer, I am not a makeup artist by any means. I don't claim to be very good at makeup, so if there's anything I do wrong in this video, or if there's any makeup artists watching and they disagree with what I do, I'm not a professional, so I'm just doing it how I've seen it done, or how I've been doing it on myself for years. So yeah, so let's get started with the video. So I start out with the e.l.f. primer in clear. I just purchased this the other day, so I honestly can't say whether I really 100% like it yet or not. Let me get a bit closer to you guys. There we go, now you guys can see me a bit better. So I just kind of spread that all over my face, and I blend this in with my hands. Most of my primers I like to blend in with my hands. I just feel like it gets more into the skin when I do this. With the Beauty Blender, it sucks up most of your product, so I like to do my primer with my hands to make sure it's really on my face. Okay, so once you're done with that, next step is foundation. So I'm using the Urban Decay Naked in the shade 3.5. I picked this up because I tried a sample of it because I wanted to try a new foundation, and I really liked how it applied on my face. I noticed it didn't leave me too dry, and I'm not a super full coverage person, so I liked how I could still see my skin, how it still looked like me, it didn't look too fake, and yeah. Just so you guys know, I also have a mirror over here, so if I look over here, that's the reason why. So now I'm going to be blending it out with my Beauty Blender. Now, I used to use just the generic type of beauty blenders, ones you can buy at like Winners or Walmart or any of those places like that. I never actually got a real beauty blender. In my opinion, I still believe that you can use a generic beauty blender and get a good, flawless finish. However, if you don't mind spending the money, Beauty Blender is the way to go. I've been using this for like a year now, obviously changing beauty blenders in between that, but I've really liked it. I haven't been able to go back to a generic one since, but I wouldn't mind going back to like a Walmart brand beauty blender. It's not that big of a deal to me. The next step I do is concealer. I'm using the Tarte Shape Tape. Surprise, surprise, everyone on YouTube seems to be using this concealer. I'm in the shade Light Neutral. So I am super insecure about my under eyes. It's the one thing that I hate the most. So I make sure to get the most coverage under there, but as well as I highlight the rest of my face as well, using that same beauty blender to blend everything in. Now I got this technique from NikkieTutorials where she blended everything else out before her under eyes, and I honestly did notice a difference. It's not really a big difference, but it just kind of lets it sit under your eyes a bit more, so you're not letting it dry out completely, but like you're giving yourself a more tackier kind of product to work with, and I find it stays on my under eyes a lot longer by doing that.
Just in case anyone was wondering, I just said here that I put the concealer over my eyes. I just took it out of the video because I was breathing really weirdly and it just sounded awful, so yeah.
Now my makeup routine usually takes about 20 minutes. So I'm going to show you guys only half of my face of what I will be doing today, just so I don't take up most of your guys' day. So now for baking, I actually take the Peach Perfect by Too Faced, and this is just the translucent one. I don't think they made any other shades. I've been using Laura Mercier for like most of the time I've been doing makeup. When they came out with this peach setting powder, I heard a lot of good reviews, as well as my mom is really into that kind of stuff, so like she heard a lot of good reviews about it, so we decided to go pick it up, and honestly it's a really great product. It's not that much cheaper, but is a bit cheaper than Laura Mercier, so if you want to save the extra couple of dollars, I highly suggest this product. It also smells really good, so if you're into that kind of stuff as well, you will definitely like this. So now while I'm baking, I'm going to come up close and show you how I do my eyebrows and my eyes and all that. So I take my Anastasia Beverly Hills number 14 brush, and I do usually use the Anastasia pomade, but I've changed to the Ka-Brow. I have number 5. I could go a shade lighter, but it's not completely like horrible for my eyebrows. It's not the darkest around, so it doesn't make me look extremely crazy. I mean, I guess you guys can tell from my other videos. So yeah, so I just take the product. I'm just gonna come up close for you guys to see. So I'm gonna grab a little mirror for myself so I can see what I am doing.
Their weird audio thing, but basically I just said here that I'm using the camera instead of a mirror, so you know, that's just how it's gonna go.
I'm going to go in with that again and do the upper part of my brow. Okay, now what I'm doing is just filling in the rest of my brow like that with some extra product that I picked up, and then you're going to go in and fill in the underneath of your brow with no extra product, just whatever left on the brush, as well as the top. Blend that all through. Woo! My spoolie is super dirty, guys, so if any product goes up and around my eyebrows, I'm just gonna fix it with concealer because I just haven't had the time to brush it or to clean it. So yeah, so that is the end result of my brow. I'm just gonna go in and add some more around where I think is needed. Okay, after you're pretty much happy with the shape of your brow, this is when I go in and clean all the edges up. So I go back in with my Tarte Shape Tape, and I take a flat, thin brush, something like this. And this is by Cover FX. It's their concealer brush. Has no number on it, so I'm not sure exactly which one it is, but if you just look up concealer brush, you should be on your way. And what I like to do is I just go underneath my brow and just conceal any mistakes I made. I know the video quality isn't the best either. You probably aren't going to be able to see a ton of what I'm doing that well, but hopefully you get the gist by me telling you what I'm doing. My lighting is also natural sunlight, so you know, it comes and it goes, just whatever it decides to do today. So that is pretty much underneath. I'm just going to clean up the spoolie at the top. Other than that, I don't really conceal on the top of my brow. I just stay with the underneath. So I just went back in to my Ka-Brow just to kind of fix up any edges, all that kind of stuff, add some more. After you're completely done with your brows, I go over it with the Benefit Ready Set Brow, and it is the brow gel. So you just kind of brush through all the hairs, make sure everyone stays down, and bam. So today for my eyeshadow look, I don't do a lot of eyeshadow most of the time just because I like to accentuate my eyeliner rather than my eyeshadow a lot of the time. So that's why I do mostly winged eyeliners, because I like to do that. But today I'm going to do a cut crease. half cut crease because I'm going out with my mom today and I figured I'd do something nice and have a pretty like semi glammed up look. So for today, I'm going to be using the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette. I'm sure you guys have seen this everywhere because it is literally gold. I love it. As well as for the cut crease color, I'm going to use Gold Goddess by Stila. It is their pigmented liquid eyeshadows, which are amazing, and I highly suggest them if you wanted to get one. But let's get on to priming. For priming, I'm going to use everyone's favorite, the MAC Soft Acre Paint Pot. So I usually go in with this with my fingers, but with my fake nails, I don't want to take out half the product. So I am going to be using my concealer flat brush to do that. Now that we've got all that set up, I'm going for a red smoky eye with a gold cut crease. So that's what I'm going for today. Red, pink, whatever I really like. So my eyeshadow brushes are very generic brushes. They're not like Morphe or Sigma or any of that. So I don't really know where to tell you to buy these. But as long as you get the general gist of these brushes, like you're set for any makeup look. So I'm actually going to go directly in with the brush that comes with the palette itself. I'm going to be, my palette is so beat up, but just to give you a look of what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to start out with Bone Fresco up here at the top as a transition color. Okay, so now we got a transition color. I'm going to be going in with Love Letter. It is a very, very pink shade, but I find it's very deep and very pigmented, so it gives you a nice color for the base of the either red ochre or Venetian red that you can go over on top to kind of give it that really red look. So again, blending it out on the outer corner and bringing it into the crease. Again, this is like very hard for me to see, so if it looks super unblended now and then I come back and it's blended, it's because I'm going into my mirror to see where to blend it all out. You honestly may not even be able to see the colors, which is unfortunate because of my camera quality and as well as my lighting. But what can you do? So now I'm going to go into Venetian Red. It's this shade right there. Kind of give a more red feel to this look. Now I'm not a person that goes all the way up to my eyebrows, so if you like having your eyeshadow that high up, go right ahead. That's your preference. For me, I have very deep setted eyes anyway, so if I bring it up there, that's all you'll be able to see. You won't be able to see the rest of my eyeshadow. So I like to keep it fairly down low. And I'm just going to go back in with Bone Fresco at the top of my look here to kind of blend things up a bit higher up, but again, not high up to my eyebrows. A little bit of red ochre, which is this one right here, to also give it that kind of red look. And now that you have all your colors in, I learned this technique from Nikki Tutorials as well. She's one of my favorite YouTubers. You take a clean blending brush and kind of go over that and blend it all together. So that's what I'm going to be doing now, to blend out all the harsh edges and all the colors that I have in there, because I have quite a bit. Alright, so I'm going to bring you guys into better lighting for just a second and show you that is what the color payoff looks like. So now I'm going to go in with a concealer brush to cut the crease as well. Yeah, to cut the crease. There's no as well. I don't know where I was going with that. just going to bring this up into the crease. I'm using my Tarte Shape Tape once again to do this. So since I'm doing a half cut crease, you don't want to go all the way to the very end of your eyelid, but you can bring it fairly close. So like I said before, I have deep set eyes, so it's very hard to see eye looks on me, so I did bring up the cut crease a bit higher up past my crease, just so you can actually see the look on me. I'm going to be setting that with a lighter shade, so I'm taking that Anastasia brush once again using the other side, and I'm going to use the shade Tempera, which there isn't much left, but I'm going to scoop out the edges, and that's what I'm going to use to set this look. Okay, now that we got all that figured out, I'm going to go in with that Stila gold color. It's such a beautiful color. I used this for my prom makeup actually. I was wearing a gold dress, so I bought this to kind of go with my eye look. And I just go directly and paint this right on, and then you can blend it out with a brush. And again, just go in it with a brush to kind of get it all in there. And actually blend it out a bit further to kind of fade into the pink, so it's not all in one spot. And then to make sure that stays on, I'm going to go in with a eyeshadow on top to make sure it stays. So I'm going to be using Primavera in the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. I do have a better gold in my Morphe palette, but I don't have it with me because it's on my res. But this will do just fine as well. It'll just darken the gold up a little, but that is not the worst thing in the world. Now if you want to make sure everything is blended, you can just go back over with your blending brush and just kind of blend things all together, so you don't have any harsh lines or anything on your lid. On your crease, you want to have that harsh line because it is a cut crease, so you want to be able to emphasize it, but on your lid you can blend it out. So once you're pleased with that, which I am pretty pleased with, I go in with eyeliner. So the eyeliner I'm using right now is Kat Von D Trooper Black Tattoo Liner. So I'm going to try to do this with this little the viewfinder here, but if I can't get it, then I'm going to do it off camera and just tell you how I do it, but let's go ahead and try it. So I just draw a line from the edge of my eye all the way up until I get a nice winged eyeliner, or wing liner, and then I go back in and draw another line. Considering that was actually not too bad, so yay, go me. After that, I do go in underneath my eyes to get the smoky eye kind of look, but I'm going to brush away my bake first, and I'm going to grab a brush that I can actually use under my eyes. So 1 second. So again, most of my brushes are back at residence, so I don't have any brushes that go exactly what I want to do, so I'm using just this little plain cheap old brush to do the underneath, but this is not something that I would use. If anything, this is something I would pack eyeshadow on my eyes with, if even that. I honestly would not go for this brush at all, but this is the best I can find. My mom doesn't build up her under eye, so she doesn't have any brushes that would allow her to do that. So I'm actually going to go in with, I'm actually going to go in with Love Letter. I said I was going to do more of a red look, but I guess I'm going for more of a pink today, so that's what we're going to do. So I'm just dipping it in there, getting enough product, but not enough to go too crazy because I don't know how well this brush is going to blend out for me. This brush is so hard bristled, guys. Like, it literally feels like I'm taking off my concealer while putting this eyeshadow on. I'm just actually gonna clean my other brush that I used to pack on eyeshadow on my eye and use that, because it's probably gonna give me a better payoff than that brush. So 1 second. Alright, that's as clean as I'm gonna get it. There may still be some gold sparkles in there, but we shall see. Pick up more love letter. Okay, so after that, I go in with my mascara. I'm using the Better Than Sex Too Faced mascara.
I was just telling you guys here how I don't use fake lashes. Not really that important, but you know. Now you know.
That is the finished look on this side. I do still need to do my face, but I'm going to go off camera, do the rest of the other side of my eyes, and then we'll come back and do the rest of my face. Whew. And I am back. Okay, so now that we've got all of that, we are going to set our face. Even though our face is probably super dry by now, it's fine, we're gonna set it anyways. So I'm still using that peach powder. Make sure you don't touch your under eye too much, because you've already got it baked and set, so you don't want to add more powder, because that will not be a fun time for you. So I'm now going to go into my Shade and Light Kat Von D powder with an angled brush. Again, I don't usually use this type of brush, but it works. It's fine. It goes well. Now, I have really identifiable cheekbones, so like I can pick them out really easily, and so it's not too hard for me to contour. For anyone that has problems, honestly, just do the classic fish and go in there. Okay, so now that we've got that, I'm going to go in with bronzing, and I'm actually using the NYX matte bronzer. I've never really used bronzer that much, but I went into NYX trying to see if I could find one that was remotely not too expensive, that was a good bronzer, and she just suggested this one because apparently it's very it's a dupe for the NARS bronzer. I'm not really sure what color she said it was a dupe for, but this is what it looks like. So if you guys can figure it out, then sweet. I mean, the NARS, or the NYX one works really well. I'm sure the NARS one is really great too. I'm like a pro Sephora person, so either or is fine. But if you do like the cheaper products for the same outcome, then I would suggest the NYX. I'm actually using a sample for my blush. It's Tarte, the Amazonian Clay, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Amazonian Clay 12-hour blush and the shade Party. I really like this blush. I pretty much hit pan. I'm definitely gonna buy it when I run out completely, but since I have a sample still, I figured, like, why not use it all, right? So I do the very ends of my cheek because I have a longer face, and if I do directly the apples of my cheek, then I look like I have a longer face than what I actually do. So this kind of pulls back your face, kind of gives you the illusion of a shorter face. I'm now going in with highlighter. So I kind of flip between highlighters. I go with Too Faced. Sometimes I do the Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit. As I'm home right now, I have a really good highlighter that I use here, so I don't bother bringing any of my highlighters from my residence. This I honestly just bought at a Winners, which I'm sure you can find anywhere, or even at a Marshalls or something like that. It's called Blush and Bronze Profusion, and it comes in like this, where there's a bunch of blush, bunch of bronzer, and highlighters, as well as some brushes in there as well. I haven't really gone into the contours or the blush in this. The blush I kind of dipped into it, and I wasn't a really big fan, but the highlighters work really well. as I put it on, and you can barely see it, but again, that's probably just my lighting. Oh no, you can kind of, so you can see it's a pretty good highlighter, and I honestly don't know how much I got it for. It was definitely under $20, but it's really good. Like, I absolutely love it. Really great highlighter. So after I'm done that, I go and highlight my nose and my Cupid's bow. And because this look is already jam-packed with color, I would go in with a pink lipstick, but today I'm just going to go in with the Kat Von D Bow and Arrow. The Kat Von D formula and the Smashbox formula are my favorite lipsticks to go into. I just like how they feel. They don't feel too drying, and they don't they just don't make your lips all cracked and all that, so they're really nice. So Kat Von D and Smashbox, I highly, highly, highly suggest. I also really like this color because I find it brings out my eyes a lot. I know it's kind of a brown color, so obviously would bring out my eyes, but I don't know, I just feel like I really notice them when I'm wearing this shade in particular. It's also supposed to be a dupe for one of Kylie Jenner's lipsticks. I don't remember which one, but I'm sure you can probably guess by how it looks on my lips. I'm just gonna go fix that up in front of a mirror, and I'll be right back. So what I just did is I just went over and overlined my lips a little. I do have like really small lips, so I like to do that to kind of really show that I actually am wearing lipstick and all that. And that is the finished look. So that is something, this is mostly what I do every day. Oh, that is what I'm forgetting. Setting spray. Dewy Finish NYX. This is what I use. I love it so much. If you like matte, then I would go towards the matte one, but this makes sure it makes everything that needs to be glowy stay glowy, and just keeps everything on your face. So without further ado, that is it. I'm going to bring you into the lighting one more time so we can get a really good look at this makeup. So that is your half cut crease with the Modern Renaissance palette, as well as my everyday makeup routine for everything else. Just popped out my pop socket so I can actually hold this properly. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you'd like to see more of these beauty videos, let me know in the comments down below. And if you don't, I will be back with regular story times next week. And yeah, so make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, and leave me a comment. I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye!